Hey guys, welcome back. Today we are going to take a little break from the Gremlins and we're going to look at the Mogwai. Got ourselves a Gizmo figure here and we're going to take a look at him. So, as always, we got a lovely little reflection going on this window. Let's see if we can angle this a little bit to get a better look at some of the things that are included in this. Now, I still can't really see through the little window display there, but we've got 4 separate faceplates. We have got a little trumpet, a little bow and makeshift arrow, a little cane sort of thing, and then we've got a Christmas hat, and we've got a lovely little picture of him doing his Rambo thing. So we'll go ahead and open him up and take a great look at him. Nice little shot of what's on the back of the box there. So let's go ahead and get them open, see what we think. Alright, so we have got ourselves. See if we can get a better look at this. I really like the packaging that they went with on this guy, because we have got no zip ties in the back here. We have got no excessive tape marks. It's just little cutout things for everything, and we have got just a nice little thing to keep everything in place here. So let's go ahead and start taking some things out. We have got a little frowning face plate. We have got, in my opinion, a little Elijah Wood Homecoming face. Take from that what you will. And of course, we have got our little Rambo faceplate here. It's got a little bandana thing going for it. We have got trumpet. Now our trumpet seems a little oddly bent. Not too big a deal. Like I said, most of these figures and accessories you heat up with a little bit of warm water and something like that, with that mouthpiece being bent upwards like that. If I wanted to make it more straight, not going to focus, but if I wanted to make it more straight, leave it in some boiling water, and while it's warm, just get it into the shape that I want it to be in, and should theoretically stay in that mold once it cools down, but who knows. Now we've got ourselves a little candy cane. Of course, the piece de resistance, we have got ourselves his little makeshift Molotov cocktail arrow here, which is made out of a number 2 pencil and a little ink bottle with a little bit of fabric in there. Always a little crafty bastard. We have got the bow, and this bow is really odd choice of material. Like, I don't know if I've got a defective piece here or what, but let's just take a look at this real quick. I mean, it's very, very flimsy. Has no actual structure build to it whatsoever, and it honestly feels just like, kind of like a rubber band. Like, this is a really odd accessory piece. You'd think it'd be like, you know, at least like these pieces here like stuck together or something, so it like maintained a bow shape. That is very weird. It literally feels just like very loose rubber. I'm not sure how I feel about this, because I was kind of excited about having the bow and the arrow, and I'm sure it'll look fine posed in his hand, but I mean, just I feel like they could have actually made like a mold or something, like a solid piece like this, you know. I don't know, but we'll get back to that. And of course, we've got a lovely little Santa hat. And we have got, ooh, hey, now that's creepy. We ripped off his face. Creepy, yeah. We'll put that right back on. right, so let's go ahead and pop that right back on him. We have got our Mogwai. Say hello to Gizmo. Now, one thing that I noticed is that we have got a little removable tab in the back of his head, and we're going to get into what that's all about because I have no idea. But let's just go with articulation here. Well, we've got a nice little head articulation going on already. It looks like we can move the ears. Let's be careful with them because of what happened last time we messed with ears. But we have definitely got ear articulation. Now, it feels a lot looser than the Gremlin did, but it's feeling like a ball joint, to be honest, and I really like that because that gives you a lot of range of what you could do with his ears and everything. Because you can twist them around, you can up and down, back and forth them. I like that. Well, then we've got little hands, we got a little wrist twist. A little bit of back and forth range, but you know, looking at the way his hand is, he kind of has that little armor cuff going on with his fur and everything, so you can't really get a lot of range. He is a small figure, but he does seem to have a lot of detail. We have definitely got an elbow joint in there. Really hard to work with because of the small stature of the figure. Then of course we've got the shoulder joint, which seems to have a lot of mobility. And then we have got Dewey. It does not appear that his legs actually make any form of movement. No twists. I'm sure if you mess around with him, I would like to boil him before I force anything, but it seems like he may have a little bit of mobility going for him. Then he's got this little twine belt thing going for him here, which I'm sure we can plop some accessories down into, like the cane. Give me 1 second here and we will do that. If we can get it in there. But yeah, let's go ahead and give you guys a good view of him. He does look really, really great. Now his eyes look a little bit askew, and from my understanding on this figure, you can actually position and move his eyes so his eyes are an articulation point, which is what I'm assuming this little tab in the back here is for. But in terms of just the way that he looks, let's start off with that. He looks immaculate, in my opinion. He is a great little addition figure. Now these faceplates, they pop off with relative ease. And yeah, surprise, surprise, he looks creepy as hell. But we have got on the back of each of these faceplates, we've got these two little pegs, and they just pop into place on him. So, let's see. I was kind of hoping, I don't know if anybody's familiar with Hot Toys, but Hot Toys on the back of their heads, a lot of them do have that eye articulation for them. And on the back of their heads is a little like joystick that allows you to move their eyes and everything, and when they get off centered, all you have to do is kind of, you know, center them all to look a certain way, you know, off to the side. So let's go ahead and pull this tab and see what happens with that. Let's set this up, see what I'm doing here. So this little tab literally just says, see if we can read that. It is not going to let us read that now, is it? Oh, and that is backwards. Messing with the phone, what happens? So let's try this again. Remove to enable function. Now I'm sure most of us guessed that, but you know. Oh, okay. So we will remove that, and we have got ourselves a little ball joint here. I am not a fan here. This will definitely take you guys some messing about with. Now, as we move this little ball joint around, we definitely got that eye movement, but those eyes still feel very off center from each other. Now, I don't know if this is just the figure that I personally have received, or if this is going to be on all of them. That is going to be annoying. Let's see if we can mess about to get them kind of centered with each other, because what is even going on there? So I'm going to remove the faceplate, and I'm going to see if I can get these to center with each other. This is very touchy, and I'm not a big fan of that. I feel if you're going to give us some eye articulation, A, they should be centered with each other, and B, it should not be a very, very touchy thing like this is. So we're going to go back to the creepy stare, just to show you guys. Creepy face, and like I lightly touch that, I move my hand, and you know, I'm just gonna do a little tap. Bugging out a bit, but alright, let's see if we can position this decently. And remove. Okay. This eye is going to annoy me. So we can get them to kind of look in one direction. It is totally off center. Well, we'll have to mess about with that some more, but let's try out some of these alternate faces that we have received. So go ahead and put on our little, I think we put on the sad face there. Those eyes are a major buzzkill on this figure. It is a really cool feature, but I feel like this is a quality problem that should not have gotten through quality control. I might have to actually take out one of his eyes and try to reposition it myself. And I'm sure that this is just like a one in however many like flaw that these have, because I don't see that being intentional whatsoever. But it's not too big of a problem for me. So let's go ahead and try out our happy face. Well, this is more of a sleepy face, but you know. Yeah, he definitely has done drugs in his life. Look at that. Those eyes are just ruining this for me. I really like the figure. I like everything about it, everything they went for with it. These accessories aren't bad either. I mean, it's got pretty much the main things that you would want with him, which in my opinion is not the Santa hat, and I'm not entirely sure how they expect you to have him wear the Santa hat, unless it's like, I mean, that just looks ridiculous, but I believe it's supposed to sit on him like such. Yeah, that's a dopey face. We're gonna get rid of that real quick before we move on to accessories. So let's remove that, and but let's go with the Rambo face, because let's be honest, like, we all want the rainbow. we can get this. I can already see, in my opinion, you would want to loop this around his ear and then put that face on. Yes, no, maybe. Let's flip this back around and see how this works, because I feel like that is the intention here. Maybe it's not, unless we're supposed to adjust those ears a bit. Unless we're supposed to come at it from this way. Which I believe is exactly what we wanted to do. So let's go and adjust this ear a little bit. And now those eyes don't look too bad on the... we had them looking good. Like I said, touchy. Him looking off to the side there, that is a very good look for him. And he's got his little cane there. Now let's go ahead and get some accessories set up on him. Alright, so as I already said, I do not like this bow, which is disappointing because I was kind of excited about him having the bow. But we kind of tried to go with the pose that they show us there. Between his eyes and the bow, I'm just not achieving that perfectly. Now another thing is with his hands, he doesn't actually have a gripping hand. Both of his hands are pretty similar. Let's see if we can go in here. You kind of have to try to get it right in that little crevice, any of his accessories, and just kind of pin it in there. Now, I don't know about you, but I find that very annoying. He doesn't actually have like a grip for his hand. He doesn't have like any kind of like, he's just got his little like 3 fingers, and they're not posed in a way that makes accessories very accessible for him. You're pretty much trying to just squeeze that in between there in a way that's going to stay like that. Is essentially what you're going to do with any of these accessories. And now, like even we can see there, he's just got his bow resting up on his shoulder. That's kind of what we went for here. Now, all in all, I do like this figure. These eyes are really bugging me. I'm probably going to rip out an eye and try to put it back in a little bit more even. It is very touchy. Like, you know, if I just mess about with that ball there, giving it quick taps, you can see his eyes just kind of wigging out. I feel like that trackball needs to be a lot tighter, but very minor complaints. All in all, I do like this Gizmo figure. If anybody else has him or picks him up, come back to the video, drop a comment, let me know if your eyes are just as janky. Because that is honestly like my biggest peeve about this figure, you know, like his hands aren't a big deal, like, you know, the accessories aren't a big deal. It's just those eyes, which is the big bummer for me. And I do like how small he is, because obviously he is small compared to the gremlins. So I'm gonna grab a gremlin and I'm gonna put them side by side so that we can see them. Alright, so as we know, Gizmo and these Mogwais are about roughly half the size of a gremlin. Now, we have got our ultimate gremlin over here that we reviewed, and as you can see, he stands just about halfway of the size of the gremlin. So it is to scale. Very, very nicely done. I feel like them shortening this scale, because it's part of the 7-inch range, which I would say he's probably sitting at roughly 3.5 inches, depending on how high the points of his actual ears go. But yeah, he's probably about 3.75 inches altogether. So, Kremlin, Mogwai, pretty nice line all in all. This review does conclude me with the Gremlins for now. I do not have any more of the Gremlins line personally. I will probably end up picking up some more, and we'll come back to this. There is, that I know of out there, the Ultimate Gamer Gremlin, and I wouldn't mind picking him up if I can find him for a decent price. And then they do have a bunch of off side sets and everything that I'm probably not going to get my hands on. But yeah, so there's our Gremlins, Ultimate, our Mogwai. And in our cabinet over here, we have got Ultimate Stripe back there in the corner and our Flasher there. And we did fix up his ear with a little bit of super glue and just put it back into place. No harm done. It's all good. And I am making a display for them to sit around and play poker at. So that's just a little bit of what I got going on. But all in all, this entire Gremlins line, very well done. NECA has done a great job with them. Eyes, biggest turnoff for this figure. I would give him a 7.5 off the what I have personally received. Now, if it wasn't for his eyes being ridiculous, I would probably give him an 8.5 out of 10. But let me know if your guys' eyes are just as messed up. Anyway, thanks for watching.